You know what? I think I'm enough for you. At least I might as well get myself used to talking now, because if I don't do if I don't do that while I'm setting up, I might never do. And like, it's one of those weeks where it's like, yes, it's a stream day, but also like it's the day I did errands. I thought when I realized how early I would be taking care of the errands in the grand scheme of things, I thought I would have plenty of time to chill and I guess regain my composure before live streaming. But if you could tell from being like 20 minutes late from the 7:30 queue, things in turns out that I need a bit more rest than I gave myself credit for. Might be some other things, but I won't dwell on that, at least not for now. For now, I gotta finish making this post for Tumblr. Yeah, I can't believe them promoting a Tumblr before Twitter, but my Twitter's been private for so long that only people already following can see the post, that you can understand why I'm not that high in priority. Why that social media site is not that high in priority. Doesn't help that, like, fun fact, there was a little test ground that I did republicize my Twitter account, and I really didn't notice any difference between when it was private and when it was public. So I'm like, screw it, I'll just leave it private. That way the AI bots can't go for my old art and scrape it or whatever. If I'm not getting anything out of it, whether it's public or private, I don't really see any reason not to just keep it private. That being said, like, it's not that I'm unwilling to add new people. Like, if you come in on the stream, and I believe Twitter will let you attempt to follow someone, even if their account is private. I believe it gives me a notification, and like, if I recognize the name, I will approve it. I'm not like hiding it from. I don't really feel like I'm hiding my Twitter account from anyone besides the AI bots. Can't think of too many. Can't really think of a good reason why I would need to hide it otherwise. Oh, I was spending so long on the screen that but I'm getting distracted. That's good enough. Then I reblog it to the main. See what unweighted horrors are waiting in the X happening pages. Well, I just had the weirdest thing pop up on my front page, and it's not even, it's actually from someone I follow. Not bad, it's just a weird post. Maybe if people are following and maybe if people ask later, I'll elaborate. But for now, I see myself getting way too distracted when I just need to hit the final buttons to finish sharing this thing before playing proper. I'm not even sure if it's going to be a long stream. But then again, I thought last stream was going to be a short stream. And that started later, and I was more tired then than I am now. Granted, I am tired now, but... Okay. So that's everything there. Probably don't need these tabs open anymore. Wait, I did make the blue sky post, right? Yeah, I did make the blue sky post. Alright. All that aside, do I want to? I don't even have alerts anymore on my stream. It's been so long since I've needed them that. Oh, wrong button. that the last time that I even bothered doing this, the last time I had to reset my OBS settings, I just never bothered to re-implement stream elements. It's weird because, like, stream elements is really making me regret ever using their service because they keep spamming me with very shady partnership programs, and I think that's just the end of the story. I could just end it there. Also, I'm kind of thinking, moment of silence, I'm not sure if we're gonna ever see satchels again in my playthroughs, because I kind of took my Switch off the internet after all of the virtual game card drama, and I haven't decided if it's worth updating my Switch yet or not. So I figured I'd just play it safe rather than sorry until I actually need the online. I don't know how long I'll be able to avoid it, because apparently even though my Switch is not connected to the internet, it still somehow got the update and keeps asking me about it. Like, at least the fact that it just asked me about it before I set up the game and set up for this live stream. Live chat. Okay, just want to make sure that all that is in proper settings. I only got 8 Pokemon the last time I played the game. I'm gonna be upfront with y'all. We had incredible luck the last time I streamed this game. So I was gonna say that I'm riding a high of significant progress. But the more I think about it, the more I ponder if I'm just like, if all the good luck I had last stream, which was also the last time I even played this game, if that all means that I'm gonna have terrible luck this stream and not find anything of note. If we can even find outbreaks to actually hunt for the Pokemon that I'm looking for, let alone actually find the shiny. Doesn't help that, like, every time I find a new shiny out of my list, that makes the Pokemon that we can hunt, that also narrows down the list of Pokemon that we can hunt for. Eventually, we're going to just be shiny hunting for one Pokemon, and that's going to be a nightmare. Let's see. So, looks like I still need to get something from the Stantler line, the Cypher line, the Quillfish line, and the Lilligant line. Oh, and the Rowlet line. So at least 2, if not 3 of these Pokemon all can appear in the same area. And I think, like, Rowlet and Petalitos also appear in their own area. So it's not that bad yet, but we'll get there. Though also, even though I already got the shiny Avalugg, I would love to get a shiny Burmite. So maybe I'll take a break from hunting those to try to get another Burmite if I see the appropriate outbreak. But first, we have to actually find said outbreaks. I don't know. I have my window wide open. And I'm debating whether or not it's worth closing it. Because on one hand, I'm enjoying the cool breeze. But on the other hand, that just opens the door up for background noise. I'm not sure if that enhances or hampers the streaming experience, because at least it's all nothing but birds chirping and other natural creatures. If anything, it adds to the experience if we're going just by the type of background noise. Doesn't help that I also have headphones on, so it might not, it might be more noisy than I expect. I don't know. We're kind of leaning more on the casual side just from the fact that I'm streaming Pokemon Legends of all things. So I guess I'll leave it open for now and play it by ear if I want to keep going. Oh, that sounds like a motor. Yeah, I'll close it. Don't want that to pop. No. Birds, I can deal with, and I'm pretty sure you all are happy with. Car motors and whatever vehicles are driving by the road, no can do. I can't believe I'm like doing all the prep work, even though there's a good chance that like none of these are actually part of, like all the Pokemon. Those two outbreaks that we have might not even have the Pokemon that we're looking for, but I need to do my restock eventually. Why not just do it at the start of the stream? If I gotta like kill an outbreak just to actually get anything to pop up, then so be it. Where are my berries? But do I go to the Mirelands? Or do I go to the coastlands? Because I'm pretty sure Quillfish can appear here. But I feel like I'm more likely to get something I'm looking for in the Mirelands. But also, there's like the Apoms from the Pokedex that I still have to hunt down. I did save right before going to this outbreak, so if, I guess worst case scenario, I could always just reset and check the other one. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. And there's Basculin. Fortunately yet unfortunately, we already got that. While I'm here though, I might as well check up on the Apom treats before I do the hard reset. Was it really close combats I had to do more of? I don't even remember. I shouldn't think too much about it because there's a good chance I just reboot and lose all this progress anyways. I guess it was close combat. Otherwise it would only have 2 marks and not just 1. I don't care about you, Gravelers. There's only one thing I want, and it's disgusting. No shaking tree there. No shaking tree here. And no shaking tree there. Oh boy, I just realized. This means I have to make sure I actually hit start software and not update every time I quote-unquote reset the game. Man, I miss when video games had a soft reset button combination. Nintendo, please. I know you don't care about this game anymore now between having Scarlet and Violet be your main generation game and ZA, in your minds at least, replacing this. But if you have a Switch 2 update, if you make a Switch 2 update for Legends Arceus, especially if it's free, you might sell me on the idea of a Switch 2 yet. There's not really anything on the console that I'm really interested in at the moment. But if you, like, go back to Legends Arceus and do a Kirby and the Forgotten Land update to it for Switch 2, if nothing else, you'll have my respects. You might also even have my purchase. Because, man, I would love if this game loads faster. This game is a lot better than Scarlet and Violet in terms of performance, but I would still love it if the loading screens were faster, and if the few things in the background didn't run at 5 frames per second. I don't even care about higher resolution or higher frame rate. I wouldn't complain about those things. Higher frame rate might be cool. I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 on if I like the full frames or if my old man eyes have me just used to the 60 to 30 frames of the video games I grew up with. I'm getting a little sidetracked. What's that about? The point being, like, I would love it if this game just had a few performance improvements. Scarlet and Violet definitely deserves not the right word. Requires is a more accurate word. Those things are definitely more appropriate for Scarlet and Violet. But anything that makes this game better would make me happy. And I'm sure I'll pick up a Switch 2 eventually. I'm just not going for all the drama of pre-ordering it. So, shoot, I gotta start counting. Oh! 4. Okay, won't lie. Running into an alpha Logant that soon did catch me a little bit off guard. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. For curious sakes, I have 144 checks of Pallital/Logants so far. Which puts me at 66%. Or it puts my odds in general at 66%. So we're still a bit of a ways from going over odds, but at this rate we'll get there eventually. Did I ever mention, like, the best part about hunting and massive mass outbreaks is that Thunder's always guaranteed to hit? I like that. Oh, the game didn't like that angle, apparently. Let's see if we have a bit of less hiccups if we fight from this side. So, I keep saying errands, but it's mostly just grocery shopping and Pokemon Go that were the big time sinks of being out in that. I did try to do some walking because there's a raid day going on for Mega Kangaskhan. I completely forgot they already had the Mega before doing any raids, but I didn't have the Shiny, which was probably the real reason to try to go for it. try to get the shiny of a regional. And the bad news is that apparently most people actually didn't really care about Mega Kangaskhan. I got really lucky with Audino at the time. Because I thought no one would be doing Audino raids, but I forgot about the fact that everyone will at least want to do a Mega raid the first time it comes around, if you're collecting all the Megas. Meanwhile, I completely forgot about the fact that Mega Kangaskhan has come around in the past. Get back here. So this is not the first time. So most people that actually have any interest have already gotten the Pokemon. Or at least enough energies for the Mega. So I think that's 3. 4. Already gone. But at least we have one more outbreak. This feels pretty lucky for me, at least compared to how my luck usually goes with finding Lilligant. Like, for some reason, like, the Petalitos always seem to be the hardest ones to find. Now, as much as I don't want another shiny Psyduck, I think it would be smart for me to stock up on the berries while I'm in the area, especially because, like, there surely is plenty of time to get that other Petalito. I forgot that the Petalitos also have berries, but I'm already halfway there to the Psyducks. Why not? Oh, I guess I'll have to be a little stealthy after all. Emphasis on the little. Alright. Great, who saw me? I'm like... Man, like, I was in the grass. I had the stealth spray on. Where did she all even come from? I kind of forget if I need to do fast style or strong style. So maybe I'll do both. It's definitely not efficient at all for a 5 power point move, but I got plenty of Lupa berries. I can afford to do that. Figuratively. I mean, I guess literally. Wait, was that strong style? I guess I was wasting my time with fast style. Can I catch, like, any of these Psyducks? At least the nice part is that I don't have to worry about catching them. As long I can beat them or catch them and still get the berries. Nothing of too much value is actually lost. Alright, if I can sneak around here before you pop out of the Pokeball. Well, that's it, huh? Didn't last as nearly as long as I thought it would. I won't complain. That just gives me more time to go after what I really want. Decide that one outbreak just felt like an obligation. according to my map, Pelittle should be right here. Ah, there they are. 1, 2... How did I screw that up? Shoot. And they got berries too, so I really can't afford to mess them up. Let's just say that let's just say I'm up to 5. Actually, I'm gonna round up to 7. So that's number 7. Where are you? And 8. It'd be cool if I already had a second wave. Huh? Oh, there's still more. I get my hopes up for a second there. So that makes you 9. They are. I think we actually part of the outbreak. And 10. Because I guess 10 Pokemon can be in an outbreak, but it is relatively rare. Oh, I had a feeling someone saw me, and not just totally because, what? No. Man, this game kind of has a weird thing with cliffs and all that. But I think that's the most ridiculous example I've seen yet. What else do I even want to do with this outbreak? You know, as much as I don't really need another Kalava, I don't see the harm in checking it. Yeah, me too. They're both Pokemon I like. And it's not like... As much as it feels like it's not like realistic for me to assume that just because I find a shiny in one of those outbreaks means I won't find a shiny elsewhere. If anything, I'm just passing up on an opportunity for a shiny in general. So nothing there. I don't even know if I want to bother catching it, but... Hey Aura, welcome. You just missed me fighting 2 Pelittle outbreaks in the same mass outbreak. Unfortunately, nothing that we were really looking for is there. And I figured I'd use the fact that I'm here anyways to just check out some of the other Pokemon in the area. If you couldn't tell, I kind of got lazy and didn't even bother playing any stealth to the Kalavas at all. Something tells me that I won't be able to have this sort of fun in Z8, but I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little too harsh. You do that every now and then, just give up on stealth. Yeah, it's not like I'm in any sort of danger. It's not like I'm really in any sort of danger. Being familiar enough with the game that I could just do that. I get I'm rich enough in game to be able to just buy everything except for mud, And there is a good place to, like, grind for those materials. If I actually end up needing them. I wonder if my stealth spray is still going, because it's kind of ridiculous. So many of those Yamas just look me directly in the eyes. Oh, there we go. Well, of course, one of them seeing me, so they all see me. I don't think every bug has a hive mind mindset, but if that's the way you want to play a game, then sure, fine. Ooh. Glad I wasn't in the way of that. Okay, I mean, I guess I can check out an Onyx Outbreak while I'm here. We're kind of going pretty far down the tier list of Pokemon I want to shiny hunt for, but I mean, I guess the rain is about to end, so it's not wasting that much extra time at this point. Random thought, but I kind of wonder what the next Paper Mario game for the Switch 2 is going to be at this point, because it feels safe to say that there will be another Paper Mario game eventually. Paper Mario's been a series that never really died. It just, where most series would die, it just changes for better and for worse. So it'd be kind of interesting to see. I guess I think the thing in a lot of our minds ever since the 1,000-Year Door remake is if they're gonna, which direction they're gonna go. Are they gonna continue to quote-unquote innovate and do things beyond the RPG formula? Or are we gonna go for it? Or are they gonna look at the reception for a 1,000-Year Door remake and go and decide to actually do an original game with that particular formula? All you ask is not to bring back the puzzle for Origami King. They got annoying and boring for you after a bit. Interesting take. Like, it's kind of, I feel like I hear a lot of mixed things about Origami King. And I've played it myself a bit, and I'm kind of mixed. Like, I feel like the puzzle thing is one of those things that has potential, but didn't quite reach that potential. It's kind of the best way to describe it. It's definitely, considering that it's definitely not my favorite Mario RPG, and it's definitely on the lower end of things I'm interested in with the Mario RPG games. But it wasn't the worst, and that was only, and I can, but then again, I can only say that because I actually played Sticker Star, and just a little bit I did play of that did not vibe with me in the slightest. In case you didn't already know. Hello, Score. Welcome. I guess we're talking about what sort of things we want to see from Mario RPG games going into the new console generation. I got the age-old question on my mind of if the next Paper Mario game is going to be more like 1,000-Year Door or like Origami King or Color Splash or something completely different, because if any Mario RPG is gonna just go take what works and just completely throw it on the wayside, it would be the Paper Mario series. You want partners in Paper Mario back. I've always wanted to change up partner, but that never happened. Yes. I don't know if it's accurate to call it infamous, but I would call it infamous. The If only because it set up the wrong expectations. The infamous Paper Mario 3DS trailer. It's hard to describe, but all I can really say is look for YouTube videos. At least that's all I can say while in the middle of streaming. But apparently people found a beta specifically from that trailer. So like for the little bit of time before I kind of left the Paper Mario community, a lot of the big talk was right around more of the gameplay details that Paper Mario was like right before they made the switch to Sticker Star. And it's kind of, the funny thing is that it's not as different from the final release of Sticker Star as we thought. That's about all I can really say without refreshing my memory by looking up those YouTube videos that I have vague memories of myself. Let's try to get another outbreak. Yeah, Chain Chomp would be a type of Mario character that would make for an interesting partner. I can account to that. Part of me kind of wonders if they would have enough of a move diversity. But I guess that wouldn't stop them. Like, it wouldn't be the first time that sort of thing has... I'm sure they've gone through worse. Like, Goombas, a character that are just known for waddling back and forth. They were able to come up with a whole unique move set for a Goomba partner several times. So I guess that argument doesn't really hold up of like, would a Chain Chomp partner really work when Chain Chomps are really only known for charging forward? It wouldn't even be the first Mario enemy that was only known for charging forward that made it as a partner. I can't believe I forgot to get revised before. Yeah. I kind of wonder what it is about Legends of ZA that just hasn't clicked with me yet. Maybe that's a bit of my upbringing, because I have spent my whole life outside of college around the countryside, so natural areas definitely appeal to me more than the urban city areas. At least in video games. Yeah, even though it would probably require redoing the farm again, I could probably reset here if I really want it. Yeah, I think I will. No, start software, not update. You know, I keep looking at my shelf and seeing the Chie and Yuki, the custom amiibos I made for Chie and Yukiko, and find myself going, man, I really should buy Persona 4 Golden for Steam. I guess my only excuse for why I haven't done that yet is because I have it on the PS Vita, but when am I realistically going to touch the PS Vita? Especially now that I have a Steam Deck, it would be more convenient to have it on Steam. I just have to double check what the price is. I'm not sure if it's really worth the price commitment, especially because I still have the Vita, and like it's really the only game I have for that Vita. I bought that Vita specifically for Persona 4. Honestly, the tournament for ZA has you a bit nervous because you're not a competitive player, and forced tournament at night feature worries you. That's a fair concern. It also kind of surprised me because I didn't really think of it as a competitive multiplayer mode. Especially with the follow-up trailer that they had for Switch 2. That sounds like it's more of a single-player campaign thing. But I don't blame you for being concerned. It could easily be interpreted as a multiplayer feature. But from what I've seen, that tournament teaser is mostly for the whole ZA thing where you fight trainers at night to build up your rank, and I'm assuming that's like a major part of the story is to just become the top trainer for whatever reason. Maybe that's part of it too. Maybe just the fact that there's an emphasis on battling again kind of makes me concerned that it's gonna draw too much from mainline Pokemon when I've just grown so accustomed to not doing mainline Pokemon. Oh, more so they got a history. More that they have a history of tournament options in their games, being perfect IV types and fights. Yeah, if it's any assurance, I do feel confident that competitive stuff won't be necessary for the main game. Like they wouldn't. I'm pretty sure competitive players, as big as they are on the internet, are the minority in the overall grand scheme of things when it comes to their sales. So it would be really strange for them to completely isolate their audience by making the main focus of a game the competitive aspect was not really being advertised for the competitive aspects at all. Are you following what I'm saying? Shoot, I didn't even count how many ciphers that was, but at least I caught them all, so I can just count them up later, I suppose. Also, though, that went kind of fast. I guess I'll check the Zoroark. I already got both the shiny Zora and Zoroark. But that second wave could be of Alpha Pokemon. It's a cool shiny. I say, crossing my fingers that it's not actually a shiny, and anything that comes out of my mouth is just prepping myself to cope. Alright. They're already on high alert. That's certainly an assuring sign. I was gonna say, I almost blew my cover. I guess I spoke too soon. You know, if only you want to get close to me, though, that'd be great, because that means I wouldn't alert all the little Zoras. Okay, you do see me. I'm not sure if this is a smart idea. These little guys are already easily alerted. And I'm sure their grown-up friend, is only a testament to that. Except for that one for some reason. I feel like I just made a complete liar of myself. Oh. Here we go. I didn't even mean to get into battle that soon, but I guess it was inevitable eventually. That's cute. I just hammered myself in the face. Alright. You're not fully alerted yet. You know, it's just one. I can brute force it. Alright, what's this new horde gonna be? None of them are gonna be shiny. I should get my expectations down now. But the mere concept of a horde of Alpha Zoroarks is still exciting nevertheless. And I mean, it's possible for one of them to be shiny. Not likely, but possibly. If nothing else, this is good grinding and to just make my infinite pool of money even more infinite. Alright. That's a nice run. Oh yeah, I guess I should pick up the Munchlax while I'm here. Though should I, or should I just get ready for the next outbreak? I guess I could just do a quick check while I'm in the area. I don't have to do all of them, I just got to check out some of them. Oh, there's Snorlax in the mix. Okay, they're both done. That's actually great, because that means pretty much that best size I can get for a shiny of either of them. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna boop you in the back. And definitely the back, and not something that could be interpreted otherwise. Well, I would talk about it here, but I know you two already know about it because we share a Discord. But what a great time for the dogs to start barking. You know what? I've been meaning to take a break anyways to refill my water because I forgot to fill it up before starting streaming. So I'm gonna step away for like maybe 2 minutes most to do that. And it'll give me a good opportunity to check up on the dog as well. So BRB. Almost pulled up the wrong headphones there. And you know what? I'm good. Oh, that's the wrong thing to hide. And that's like 30 Pokemon, perfect count. Right, I was gonna count up the cipher so I can add it to my little odd count, shiny odds counter, and all that. I guess I could do that with the Pokemon itself. But yeah, didn't mean to make it as a last minute tease. I was just gonna say the bad news of my Pokemon Go outing was I didn't really get too many opportunities to raid. Like, people weren't really raiding it, and it wasn't exactly a Pokemon that... It wasn't a Pokemon... The Mega Raid wasn't something I could solo. I was kind of close, so maybe if I, like, raised up some more fighting types, I could solo it, but it wasn't worth the effort. The good news is that out of the 2 raids I did do, both of the Kangaskhan's from those raids were shiny, so mission accomplished, I guess. Only thing I'm really missing out on is like some Cub Food candy, which isn't really in the world. I'm kind of worried that I'm not going to have enough Cub Food candy for, if not when they do release the Pokemon, the evolution for it, then enough to power it up. And if not, if I somehow have enough for both those things, then I definitely won't have enough candy to power up its Dynamaxes and all that. Right. Yes, thanks for saving me the trouble, I guess. Oh, that's Pokemon Sleep, not the counting app. That being said, though, I forgot to check on Pokemon Sleep before the stream. I really should. At this point, my Pokemon are. I should really, at the very least, tap my Pokemon. But nevertheless, the ciphers have been counted. I can release them, and hopefully I can just tap my Pokemon to real quick as I'm playing, and it would. And you won't even know if it wasn't for the fact that I was blatantly pointing it out as I was doing it. Well, that seemed like a neat little extra to get. Alright. Now that I'm properly saved, now maybe we can actually get a little more serious with our software sets and the like. Update on the Pokemon Sleep. No sleepy snacking when I booted up the game, so that's good. That's like my only indication if I waited too long between checking on the game or not. So I guess we're good. Start software, not update. God, that's gonna be annoying to do every single time I boot up a game. And it's a good thing I don't really play too often on my Switch anymore. Right now, I think of all the games I'm into are mostly around like fan games and like 1 or 2 actual games from Steam. There's some... I think the main 2 things I've been trying to work through is a run of this one Pokemon roguelike called The Pit. It's kind of hard for me to get through, not because it's difficult. Granted, it is difficult, but that's not the reason I've been struggling to go through it. It's just like, it feels like it's missing the point of playing it, if I'm making any sense. Like, I can't point out anything objectively wrong with it, but it doesn't really have a sense of... It just feels like it's lacking something that makes me want to come back to it. I'm also kind of waiting to wipe Because if anything, the stuff that makes me go, oh, okay, I see the reason to keep playing it, won't happen until I lose my first time. The problem is that the pit, I guess it's called the pit because it's based on the pit of 100 trials. I don't know that for sure, but the fact that it's called the pit and that it's a 100 floor dungeon, I kind of have a hunch, let's just say. Yeah, and I'm only up to like floor 50. I only just beat the 50th floor. So, like, that's taking freaking forever, and I almost want to lose on purpose just to see if there's any reason to keep playing it even. Oh right. Rowlet and Lilligant are in two different areas. This would be the area I have to go through if I'm looking for Rowlet. No wonder I never see any Rowlets in outbreaks. I only just now realized I've been checking the wrong areas. You know, I already got both of these two, but while I'm here, I guess a quick check of the area wouldn't hurt that much. I think the more interesting thing on the fan game side that I've been playing lately... Oh, I just realized how much explaining this is gonna take. Because it's a lot of layers of fandom. So, you know Undertale, right? That big indie game that everyone's talking about? Deltarune. It's on a lot of hype because, like, the next chapters got released the same time that the Switch 2 comes out. Fun fact, I'm actually kind of more interested in Deltarune 3 and 4 than I am in the Switch 2. Like, I think that might actually be the reason I don't actually get a Switch 2, because I already have my save file for Deltarune on Steam, so I'm probably going to buy the game on Steam so I can transfer my saves over to Deltarune 3 and 4. And, like, between that and not having any other games coming out right away for Switch that I'm interested in, my logic is that I might as well wait. I know there's flaws in that logic, but just let me have this. Yeah, you never finished Undertale. You know about it, you've heard about Undertale Yellow. Okay, that might make this all a little bit easier because I'm not talking about Undertale Yellow. I found a layer deeper than Undertale Yellow. Oh, who the heck tried to attack me, man? That second ball, like, followed me to the end of the earth and beyond. So, I don't want to hype it up too much because it's only one chapter, but apparently someone thought it would be a fun idea to make an Undertale Yellow AU of Deltarune, or did I mean to say it the other way around? I found this fan game called Deltarune Yellow. Like, it's just the first chapter, and I think the creator of it, like, only made one chapter and only plans on making one chapter, but it's still kind of wild that we have a fan game of a fan game. Especially when, like, kind of feels like Undertale's kind of... I don't know why I would say Undertale's kind of fan game-ish. Maybe I'm just way too deep into the community that, like, everything just blends together and it's all the same. But yeah, it was just on Game Jolt, and I haven't gotten too deep into it. I've only played like an hour, but what I've played is pretty fun so far. I think that's all I'll say about it for now, until I have more time to actually try it out. Yeah, there's not really anything of note from this outbreak. it will be interesting to see how things shake up when Deltarune 3 and 4 come out. I'm actually a little nervous about it because despite the cliffhanger, I enjoy where the game currently is at the moment, and I'm a little concerned that the drama's going to be way too much for me to. I'm a little worried that the game's going to get too dramatic for my liking. But it's too early to say that. Also, the fact that, like, what I'm more concerned about is the fact of how quickly I'll have to play through 2 entire chapters before YouTube completely spoils it for me, because, like, I watch way too many Deltarune and Undertale videos as is that it feels inevitable that I'll run into it. Like, the only way I can think of to avoid Undertale or to avoid Deltarune spoilers is if I completely wipe my YouTube browsing history and intentionally fill it up with stuff completely unrelated to Undertale or Deltarune. And even then, I am subscribed to like 1 or 2 channels that make those sorts of videos, so even that won't make me completely safe. So I don't know. I don't want to rush it with how long we've spent, but I also want to experience it completely for myself before the internet interjects any opinions that may sway me from letting my own opinions develop and flourish. So I guess time will tell how that goes. I have been kind of looking for an excuse to have a day off in the following month, so maybe I'll rearrange my time off. So, like, I'm sure I probably have at least 1 day off scheduled in June. What would be the harm of putting it the Friday of the week, the Friday of that week, instead of wherever it would normally be? Man, really just like got the stuff on my first 2 times, and now I can't find an outbreak that of a Pokemon I'm looking for the life of me. Well, yeah. I just need a minute to hydrate myself. But yeah, Undertale Yellow is fun. Like, if I am ever going to recommend Undertale fan games to people, which I know is a big ask for a lot of people as is, I would recommend starting with Undertale Yellow. Like, it's technically not canon. There are, if we want to get real technical, there are plot elements of it, major plot elements, that do contradict canon within Undertale, but I still enjoy it a lot regardless of that, because like it's got a very similar vibe in terms of music, story, and characters. So like if you're gonna play any fan game, you might as well play Undertale Yellow. There's a couple others that are right in that same quality, but unlike Yellow, those fan games are technically still demos and still have a long way to go before they're fully complete. So, and I don't know how everyone feels about, like, playing part of a game. And, like, there's still, like, one of them that I have to actually play for myself. Anyways. I might as well bring it up, like, I think there's a lot of Undertale fan games, but from what I've seen and played, I think the big 3 of the best quality would be Undertale Yellow, Deltarune Traveler, and I think it's called TS Underswap. Those feel like not only the most faithful fan games, Well, like, they're faithful fan games in terms of quality and kind of sort of lore. The only reason I'm more hesitant to recommend the ones that aren't yellow is because those two are still demos. I think like Delta Traveler is up to chapter 3, which doesn't really mean much because it doesn't really follow the format of Deltarune. It's just called Delta Traveler because it's completely based on that joke meme that was going around a while ago of Chris and Susie jumping to different worlds. They made a game out of that. And TS Underswap only has, like, is more based on Undertale, but it's currently only goes up to Waterfall, I believe. So there's still quite a bit more game to go before that's done. But what's there is a lot there already, even though these are demos. There's a lot there, and as far as I can tell, they're pretty quality. So that's my spiel on fan games from the Undertale community. It's kind of wild just how much entertainment I can get just from not even from the games, but from I'm giving myself permission to say content. From all the content that the community has made. So many videos, so many remixes and original soundtracks inspired from the game. I've killed so many boring hours at work using videos and music from fan projects as background noise as I work. It's kind of crazy how deep the rabbit hole goes. 2, 3. Don't know how that counts as a back attack, but I won't complain. I think that's 4. Oh, these are berries too, so I really gotta be careful not to excuse me, screw it up. 5, 6, 7. I don't know how oh, cool, you've seen me. You decided to attack me, you fool. That was your mistake. You should have ran while you had the chance. Oh, never mind. You got plenty of time to run now. I forgot if that was 8 or 9. I guess I could quickly go back to camp and just count how many Stantlers I have, -1. Or +1, I guess would be the case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry, I just gotta load up the Stantler and update the count. If you're curious, we're up to 75% to full odds. It's like 164 Stantler checks. And that's just out of what I've recorded. I'm sure I've done a few Stantler outbreaks before that point. Is there anything really even worthwhile here? You know, I might just soft reset, because I don't even think I did anything. I didn't really even do anything for the Pokedex either, so, like, minus the extra loading time, I don't really got anything to lose just from doing a soft reset. Alright, Lavitin. I guess you wouldn't be the one that shows me the outbreaks. It would be the guard postman, who I'm pretty sure has a name, but I kind of forgot it already. It's a shame. I feel like he has his own subplot and everything, yet Reese. I feel like he would be more iconic or memorable if his name was just Guardsman. It would at least kind of give like a Fire Emblem Three Houses sort of vibe if his name was that, but I don't know how I forget Reese. Wow, is it Res or Reese? I'm sure I've seen that name several times before in my life, and yet I've never thought of how to pronounce it until just now. Story of my life, I guess. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I have a theory of why Pokemon games don't have voice acting. And it's specifically because of the fact that they... Long story short, I think they're too much of a cow... I think they're too... Yeah. Wow, my grammar's all over the place. Would it be too cowardly? I think that's the phrase I'm looking for. Game Freak is too cowardly to actually give Pokemon official pronunciations. To be fair, I'm pretty sure there has been interviews in the past where creators from the game have specifically said there's no correct way to pronounce Pokemon names. It's just however you like. And if that's true, that would only feed into my theory of them not wanting to add voice acting to the game, because that would probably mean they have to voice act the names of the Pokemon, which would give them an official pronunciation. I'm not saying if it's a good or bad reason to not add voice acting to their games, but the more I think about it, the more I think about it, the more it seems like that's the most logical explanation that I can come up with. And like, I've never been one that had voice acting be a make or break moment, but I can't say that voice acting has never been impactful. I freaking love Persona 4. I'm just talking about that a little earlier. Right. Rowless could appear on the Highlands. I think I forgot about that. But this has two Pokemon that could appear that I'm looking for. You know what? We could use a trip to the farm anyways, so I think I'm gonna just save before going out and just check them both. Nothing else that might save me from an extra reset. Alright, let's start with the area that has the better odds of what I want. And if we got no luck there, then I suppose we could check out the Highlands. Yeah, remembering where Mai is. Possible challenge. Oh, all this talk of wanting to transition into memes in my conversations. Of all things, that kind of reminded me. Well, unfortunately, there's a little backstory to this. You see, I got the idea from someone else on Blue Sky to do an artist bingo, where you just like fill up a bingo board with art prompts that you want to do, and every time you do one, you fill out that space on the bingo board. Point being, one of those spaces on my bingo board is a meme. It's a meme drawing, because I did that once last year for an Artober's sketch prompt, You know, the thing where you do something for every day in October, that sort of ordeal. One of the days was like meme posts, and that was a lot of fun. So I want to do that again this year, even if it's not for an art post. Problem is, I think maybe it's my age catching up with me, but I don't really follow up on the memes that well, so I can never really think of an idea for just a meme post, a meme drawing, especially like revolving around my characters, because that feels like the best way to do it, because it'd be a fun way to like practice their personalities in scenarios that I would normally not use them in. So I really want to do something memey, but I can never really think of a good meme to do. Maybe if I say it out loud, I'll actually think of it. But like maybe like a character doing the impossible Uno challenge, where like you know how it goes. Either do this very simple thing or draw 10 Uno cards, and it always shows the character drawing 10 Uno cards. I guess I'm bringing this up in stream conversation because I'm meaning to ask if that meme is still relevant. It's fresh in my mind, but I know it's been a while ago, so I kind of wouldn't be surprised if like no one's even talking about it anymore. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that one had 9 ciphers and nothing cool there. We're at 151 checks in total, which, for anyone curious, is also 69.8912%. But I think the 69 part is the part that we all really care about. Alright. There's nothing there. I didn't do anything besides catch ciphers. So I don't really see the harm in just going to the other area and check. I really need to do more Pokedex research and less resets. But I guess this is just the mood I'm in right now. Less about content, less about progression. Just, I've been going after these shinies for what feels like years. I haven't been going after them for the entire time frame I've been playing this game. But this time I probably spent more time looking for these shiny Pokemon than I have actually progressing through the game's story. That much feels like a safe bet. So if that's the case, then probably out of my 300 to 400 hours of playing the game, probably at least 200 of those hours have been looking for a shiny Pokemon. Maybe not exactly, but we can say 200 until I find evidence to prove otherwise. Alright, big question today. Are there any Rowlets here? One Rowlet. Outbreak. Well, technically not a Rowlet outbreak, but close enough. Yeah. You know, I might... My throat's getting a little scratchy, but I do want to keep playing, so I might just talk a little bit less, unless people actually have specific things to ask in the chat. Like, the stream is here to entertain. That's, like, probably part of the reason why I'm streaming it instead of just doing it on my own. But if I can get an opportunity to just rest my voice, I will take advantage of it. Alright. How do I get you all? Hold on. Hold on, I think I might hear knocking. Ah, shoot! I was doing all this talking. And I never unmuted the mic. Shoot. This is a real crying shame because... Oh, man. I was doing the opposite of expressing my voice. And all that talking went to waste. Oh, how do we get caught up? Because I don't really know what I really said. Most of my talk was just reacting to things. Well, I guess first of all, I wanted to take a moment to say thanks for stopping by the streams. I know that you came to both the streams I did these past few weeks, and I wanted to have a moment to appreciate that. The second thing was me being surprised of still having things to do with guard chomps. But I guess this is also the perfect opportunity to, you know, do exactly that and catch the guard chomps, defeat the guard chomps, throw stuff that may not be good for their bodies into the guard chomps. Stuff like that. I don't think I have to defeat it anymore with ice-type moves, so I'll just worry about reviving Abomasnow after the battle. Wait, how many times have I caught them, and how many times have I actually, like, you know, actually defeated them? I think I guess whenever I'm just caught in the subconscious gameplay loop, I think my first instinct is to capture the Pokemon instead of just flat out defeat it. And I get the feeling it kind of worked against me this time. Well, yeah, the thing is, yeah. It looked like Caught was already done, because that one Garchomp that I caught immediately when the outbreak started, that was the one Garchomp I needed to complete that task. So that was easy to miss if you weren't looking right at the spot. The issue was that I got so focused on talking that I was just letting my fingers press the buttons, whatever buttons, and I'm so used to like catching Pokemon in the middle of these battles that I think I was catching the Pokemon without even realizing it. Well, the good news is that there's more. The better news is that we're all done with all of that. So I don't have to worry about fighting any more Garchomps. Guess I'll fight you, or catch you and then defeat you. Because I just realized that my stamina, for lack of a better way to describe it, didn't reset in between battles. So I'm still probably like one hit from a Garchomp away from this game's equivalent of dying. So maybe we shouldn't press our luck. Alright, that's it for Garchomp, and I'm glad I stopped by here because that kind of worked in my favor. And these stashes are kind of pointless because I'm not connected to the internet, so there's no way that they're associated with real people. But I think I'll grab them anyways, because there's not really anything else I want to do in this area. Keep my height. Then zoom down. Right on top of a Gligar. You're still waiting to find You're missing one. Checked a bit ago and it's still not been found. Yeah, if you want, if it makes you feel any better. I think this satchel has been lost for literal years. I think it got lost on a random cliff in the Coronet Highlands, so I feel pretty confident that it'll never be found. If not, it might be like an online glitch where like someone found it when I was offline or something. So I'm just they found it and it never showed up. Oh, great. I forgot what I still need to do with Cherum. And I can't check because you can't check the Pokedex in the middle of a battle. I would say that I hope Legends DA fixes that, but I kind of get the feeling that Legends DA isn't even gonna have the Pokedex in the same traditional sense. I assume they still have to catch and defeat them, so I'll try catching it. That probably is harder to do overall compared to just knocking it out. It also is like red health, so I'll take any excuse. But I swear, if I check this Pokedex and realize that oh, there's a pop-up saying that still have to catch them. That's good to know. Yeah, why is not that I want Cherum to be harder to find, but why did they make Apom a harder thing to find in trees than freaking Cherum? Apom appears outside of trees already. You don't need to, so it's not like a rarity thing to it. See, you still have to catch. Okay, at least they don't have to catch any more at day. That's good to know. Have to catch like 3 more and then defeat 3 more. So still got a bit to go before any of that can be an issue. Alright, got that. Now to fly away, so this can reset. Or so I can actually warp away. I think I'd rather look for a new outbreak than to bother with anything else here. Snover was tempting, but I think that time would be better spent trying to actually look for the Pokemon that I actually want to find. But if I caught 2 more, I get a little bit extra money. Why am I worried about money? I have literally 4,000 yen. Fictional yen, but nevertheless. And I've upgraded my own satchel up to max a while back. So yeah, we're doing pretty good. Okay, so Thunder's done. I just gotta use Iron Tail. Oh my god, like... Is that like 26 more times if I'm doing math correctly? Then I gotta actually fight them in the wild. Roserade. Making decent progress on that. Maybe someday I'll actually get a shiny Roselia and not just be constantly using the one I transferred from home. Oh, I never realized that he has like never noticed that facial mark that he has around his lips until just now. Also, I really wish that he would stop talking, because like the fact that his mouth is still moving, even though any dialogue he would have said definitely would have ended by now. It is a bit unnerving. How am I only just now realizing these sorts of things? I guess it's for the best I didn't realize it sooner, but still. Nope, nothing there. I'll do like a couple more soft resets and... Oh wow, we're almost at 2 hours as is. I was thinking about wrapping this off, having this just be an hour and a half stream so I get a little more time to chill, but... Probably by the time I find the outbreak that I'm looking for, it'll be closer to 2 hours anyways. I was just thinking about an old game that I had for like maybe 2 weeks in childhood before I lost it. If you ever if you ever had a game that you lost and thought way too much about the timeline that you could be living in if you didn't lose the game? Because that's kind of the history I have with, I think it was Monster Rancher 2 for the Game Boy Advance. Ironically enough, I got it for Christmas. I got it on the same Christmas that I got Golden Sun, and I think anyone that knows me knows how much that game has completely consumed my life. But while Golden Sun lived on in my heart as like pretty much almost a core part of my identity at this point, that Monster Rancher game kind of got lost, and I have not touched any games in the series since. And when I got it, I was like a kid, so I had no idea what I was doing in that game. So I'm kind of curious what it would be like if I still had it and had the opportunity to try it out as an adult. Okay, this is all I was really looking for here. Hear me out. We have a shiny Avalugg already, or I do. But I would kind of want a shiny Burmy, even if it's not really a visual difference between the Hisuian Burmy and the normal one. Oh, it's inside the cave, of course. Nevertheless, I think we still have time to alleviate our mistakes. You know, isn't it kind of funny that the term Skyrim horse, but the concept that something could be so buggy in one game that it becomes the face of that sort of bug in any other game to ever exist. I find the concept fascinating personally. Oh, look at the little Burma. He was having a little rave there. Well, it was having a little rave. Guess we'll find out in 2 seconds if it was a he or a she. One. Oh, apparently you're fightable. It was a he. Yay for guessing a 50-50 chance correctly. It's you. Why are these Burmies so aggressive? Oh! You thought you could get me with a back attack, you little sneak. Well, thankfully for me, I have headphones on, so I can hear... I guess that's what I get for talking smack. Oh, no, come on. We don't need Avaluggs in the formula. This is a Burmy Parmy. Come on. We're here for the Burmites. These little popsicles that are way too aggressive for little popsicles. You know, I should just fight. I don't need to keep track of count. They're slowly whittling me away. There's not really much to gain out of trying to catch them the hard way. Plus, I need to do stuff with Machamp for research purposes anyways. I was kind of thinking about just catching them and resetting when inevitably none of them are shiny, but why waste the time of resetting when I can actually get something out of this, regardless of if I find it shiny or not? I know I've been calling it Burmy when it's clearly Bird Mike on screen. I don't know. Burmy just came off the tongue easier, and I'm tired, so I will take the easy way out. Yeah, I should check the do-lot. I really don't want to check the do-lot. If I'm gonna get a second shiny from the family, I'd rather have it be in Oshawa, so I have the pre-evolve form and the final form. But I mean, like, how bad would it be to get the middle stage? And like, we're here already. Where are they anyways? Don't tell me they're underground. Oh, they're all just hanging out here, and I'm just drawing way too much attention to myself. I don't know how they haven't spotted me yet, but I certainly won't complain. Maybe if we're lucky, I'll actually catch them all without getting spotted. Just never mind. Y'all are way too sensitive to noise. Oh shoot. Guess we're gonna do this the old-fashioned way. And by old-fashioned way, I mean fight. I think I still need to do strong style. If not, I definitely know that I need to do a couple more wood hammers. That's why the move is up in front, I suppose. Oh no, I just need to do strong style moves, apparently. Do I have another grass type? I do. And I should probably just check Abomasnow and see what I still need to do for the Pokedex. If only just to confirm if it's really just strong style moves. A little too far. Where are you, Snover? I assume you would be here with the Iceland Pokemon. There you are. Okay, did Woodhammer. I really just need to do a strong style move like 6 more times, and I'll have this page mastered out, which probably means more easy chances at shiny Abomasnow. And I won't complain about that. Like, that alone would justify going to these two areas, even though I technically got both the shinies already. Okay. Down with that. Woo! You all set? I don't see any more. I was gonna say, none of them are trying to attack me at least, but that's a blatant lie. I find myself thinking, I gotta do a quote-unquote real stream eventually. Like, playing Legends Arceus is nice and all, but I did have ideas for actual stream series to do. I just keep putting them off because I find myself really going back and forth of if I actually want to stream my old fan games or if I'm more comfortable just recording them off screen and editing around any possible embarrassing parts of it or whatever, because they are like from 2007. There's inevitably going to be some embarrassing things Excuse me. Pardon me. In the mix. You know what? I don't even want... Pretty sure I have like at least 2, maybe 3 if we count the full APOM line already, but I saw the star on this name, and that alone was enough to entice me to actually check it out. Maybe the second wave will be an alpha or something. Shiny alpha APOM or Abipom would be kind of cool, I guess. But yeah, like, I do want to stream actual series eventually, but it's kind of hard to do when I'm already... I've noticed that it's kind of hard to do when I'm already working on Pokemon... on the video series for Pokemon XG Next Gen. Like, it's taking all my time to edit down those videos with... between the difficulty of the challenges and just... how challenging those videos are to edit to begin with. I mean, they're not the hardest thing to edit in the world, but with all the animations, it's possible to talk through all the animations in Pokemon and Shadow Pokemon games with how long the Coliseum-esque animations tend to get. So they tend to take a little bit more editing as I'm like trying to pace out my words and try to cut out dead air while at the same time cutting out as little action as possible. That alone can make them take more editing than the average playthrough. But then doing the post game, some of these boss fights are kind of rough. Like, I've already lost, quote unquote lost, an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours of footage of Mount Battle because I kept losing in the second half. And I thought I was doing pretty good, just having a nice backlog before resuming the series in hopes that I wouldn't be taking any breaks. But at this rate, like, there's gonna be breaks just because I'm gonna end up needing more time to edit the videos, especially with how much I'm cutting out. Like, I'm at the point of the final Shadow Pokemon in the game, and in XG, they changed the mod for that. Or they modded that fight so that the Shadow Pokemon is significantly harder to get. I have like at least a 2-hour recording session just of that fight alone, and probably at least an hour of it is just me knocking out... me at a point where I've knocked out all the other Shadow Pokemon. And I'm just at a 1v1 with the Shadow Pokemon throwing Pokeballs and it not getting caught. Meanwhile, like, the Pokemon's so strong that I can't really even get my Breloom in to put it to sleep without one-shotting me or something. So, like, point being, like, I pretty much have like 2 hours just catching the final Shadow Pokemon that's gone completely to waste, and I can't even start editing them. And I'm gonna have to try all over again next recording session to try to get said Pokemon. No, I ain't fighting these. I guess I do need to do strong style moves with Machamp. But am I sure there's nothing else going on? It's so much quicker to just throw a Pokeball at it and be along my merry way. And I'm just only doing this because I'm curious to see what the second wave is. But I mean, not even get to see the second wave with how far APOM as a Pokemon tends to scatter. You know, I'm kind of curious if I could Skyrim horse my way up the seemingly impossible cliff decline. Oh, it's not that impressive. It was just a hill that I could get from the other side. Where was it? I knew there was another APOM around here somewhere. Alright, is that the last 8 palm? Oh, it is. And it's just ambi palms. Do I even want... I'm just setting myself up for getting a shiny I don't want or need. But I went through all this trouble to get the outbreak in the first place. Sure. Especially because this probably be the last thing I do for the night. But since you're so insistent on getting knocked out, who am I to undo your wish? Finish you off with a strong style move. I mean, I know Rock Smash is like ridiculously weak, but still, you can just do me one little solid, Machamp. Where? I've gotten myself so lost of... There they are. That's really it, huh? Just 2 more ambi palms. Neither of them are sparkling. It might be for the best. Save a little bit of my luck for a real... for something I actually want. And it's gone. Alright, you know what? We're almost at 2 hours, so by the time I start up another outbreak, it'll be well past 2 hours. So I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you all for tuning in for this Legends Arceus stream. Again, the plan will be to stream 2 weeks from now, so that would be like the 17th of May. No promises. That's just the next day I'm gonna plan on if it works out for me. As for what I do, that's not really set in stone. Like I said, I had a plan, but the more I think about it, the less I want to do that. So I'll have a week or so to think about it. You have a good night too, Elscore. And you too, Aaron, if you're still here but lurking. And anyone else watching, I will see you all later. Take care.